Once, in a small, remote village nestled between lush green hills, there was a young boy named Tenzin who had always felt out of place. He grew up in a family of farmers, where life was simple, yet the days were long and filled with hard work. While his parents were dedicated to their land, Tenzin often found himself daydreaming. He would sit by the river, watching the water flow, and wonder about the deeper meanings of life, questions that no one around him seemed to ask. Why were they here? What was the purpose of all this work and struggle? The more Tenzin thought about it, the more he felt a calling to something beyond the ordinary life he had known. At the age of 16, Tenzin made a decision that would change his life forever. He left his home and walked barefoot across the mountains to a monastery in the far north. The journey was long and arduous, filled with moments of doubt and physical exhaustion, but Tenzin felt an inner pull he couldn't ignore. The monastery was known for its wise monks, who had spent their lives seeking enlightenment and peace. When he arrived, he was greeted by a group of monks who welcomed him with open arms, recognizing the deep yearning in his eyes. The head monk, Lama Dorje, saw Tenzin's potential and took him under his wing. "The path you seek is not an easy one," Lama Dorje said. "To find the answers you seek, you must first learn to quiet your mind, to let go of the distractions that bind you to the material world." Tenzin began his training, which was both rigorous and transformative. He spent long hours meditating, learning to clear his mind of the constant noise that had plagued him for years. At first, it was incredibly difficult. His thoughts would wander, his body would ache from sitting still, and the weight of his doubts would feel overwhelming. But he persisted, driven by the desire to understand the true nature of life. The monks taught him to live simply, to embrace silence, and to find peace in the present moment. Every day was a new lesson, whether it was about compassion, patience, or the impermanence of life. Lama Dorje often spoke of the importance of letting go of attachment, whether it was to possessions, people, or even one's own desires. Attachment, he would say, is the root of suffering. True peace comes when we release our hold on the things we cling to. Years passed, and Tenzin's understanding deepened. He became skilled in meditation, learning to sit for hours without distraction, and his inner peace grew. But even as his meditation practice flourished, he struggled with his purpose. He wondered if he was truly ready to become a monk, to fully dedicate his life to the teachings. One day, Lama Dorje called him to his chambers. "You have done well, Tenzin," Lama Dorje said, "but you are still searching for something outside yourself. You are looking for answers in distant places, but the truth you seek is already within you." Tenzin was puzzled. "But how can that be, Lama? How can I find the answers within?" Lama Dorje smiled gently. "The answers are not in the future or the past. They are in the present moment. You've spent years seeking peace, but you must learn to live with it every day, in every breath. The key to understanding life's mysteries is in embracing each moment with full awareness. Do not seek to escape from the world, but to engage with it fully, with compassion and mindfulness." The words of his teacher resonated deeply with Tenzin, and for the first time, he understood. He realized that enlightenment wasn't about escaping the world or retreating into solitude forever. It was about fully participating in life, embracing both its beauty and its suffering with equanimity. As Tenzin continued his journey, he found that his purpose was not to retreat from the world, but to serve it. He began traveling to nearby villages, helping the poor, comforting the sick, and offering guidance to those who sought it. His reputation as a wise and compassionate monk spread, and soon, people came from all over to seek his counsel. Tenzin would listen patiently to their struggles, offering them not answers, but space to find their own clarity. One day, many years later, Tenzin returned to his village. His parents, who had once been worried about him abandoning his family, were now proud of the man he had become. Tenzin had transformed not only himself but had shared his wisdom and peace with others. He spent the rest of his days in the village, teaching meditation, living simply, and serving his community with the same selflessness he had learned in the monastery. Before his passing, Tenzin gathered the people around him. "The most important lesson I have learned in all my years is this: peace is not found in escaping the world. It is found in accepting the world as it is and living in harmony with it. True freedom comes from within. The answers you seek are not outside of you, they are already in your heart, waiting to be discovered." And so, Tenzin's legacy lived on. The lessons he shared about mindfulness, compassion, and the inner path to peace continued to inspire generations. His journey, from a curious young boy seeking answers to a wise monk who had found peace, became a beacon of hope for all who yearned for a deeper understanding of life. Through his dedication to the teachings, Tenzin found the true meaning of enlightenment, not as a distant goal, but as a way of living in the world with open-hearted presence and wisdom. This story of Tenzin highlights the transformative journey of a monk who discovers that true peace and wisdom come not through escaping the world, but through embracing it with mindfulness, compassion, and presence. His path is one of self-discovery, service to others, and the realization that the answers we seek are often already within us.